Hey, good morning. Hey, be sure to have your cup of coffee today. So good. And grab your red Bible. One of the things, something happened yesterday. Oh my word, yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. Um, Yesterday, I'm sitting there. I had a few extra minutes, so I got in the woods for 1 hour. 1 hour. And I'm sitting there, and it's in that magic hour, right as it's getting dark, and I'm thinking, oh man, the deer are going to come. The deer are going to step out. I'm excited. I'm just enjoying that time. I had my earphone in, and so I'm actually listening to scripture while I'm hunting. And I got through, I think just listening actively or in and out actively and passively listening to scripture about 20 chapters. And it's just, I mean, it was fun, keying in and out of it and then listening to the woods. It was windy, so I wasn't going to hear much anyway. And I'm thinking to myself, man, if that deer comes by, I'm going to smoke it. And, right about that time, when things really start to move, I looked down and I noticed something. I had left my carabine on my string. And I was like, oh no, that's a problem. You can't shoot it like that. It's cocked, it's ready to go. And my hunt is over. If a deer walked by, I could take pictures of it, I could smile at it, I could wave at it, I could talk to it, but I wouldn't be able to shoot it safely. And so I went ahead and I said, all right, I'm done hunting this spot for a while anyway. So I packed up the blind and I put everything and I packed it out and got back to the truck, talked to a friend that was there, and he helped me uncock it. And so that we could safely get the carabine off, and took it off, and I was like, now I got to put it back on to travel with it. And it's just one of those things. It was just kind of frustrating, And you ever get frustrated? Just the simple things of life just kind of frustrate you. I mean, right now, it's Christmas time. We're moving towards just a couple days away. We got Christmas Eve service on Thursday. If you haven't signed up, sure to do so. Very few seats are left. And then on top of that, we've got Christmas Day, families getting together and such. And then through the weekend, the New Year's. And this is the time of year that people can get frustrated pretty easy. And whether you're out in the woods hunting or with a group of people, you can get frustrated. And it's in those moments that we need to really actively practice patience and trusting God, waiting on Him and not taking things into our own hands. I mean, if you're going to shoot a deer, you have to go into the woods. You have to go hunting. So there's an active where I'm waiting on God for a deer, but at the same time, I've got to go into the woods. And there's a couple passages I want to look at this morning in regards to that. But Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31, we see that here it tells us to wait. Verse 31 says, But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. So why are they encouraged to wait on God? We see in this passage of Scripture, it says that we can wait on God. If you back up just a few verses, we see why we can wait on God. It says in verse 28, the Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He does not fret or grow weary. He doesn't faint or grow weary, so he doesn't get tired. He's created everything. He's everlasting. He doesn't get tired. He isn't weary. His understanding is unsearchable. So, I mean, his understanding is vast, is is not a big enough word to describe his understanding. And his power, he gives power to the faint, and to him who has no might, he increases strength. Even so, we wait on God because he gives strength to us. He says, even the youths and the young people, they faint and be weary, so they get tired. And young men, they shall all be exhausted. So, I mean, we all get tired. We all get weary. We all are exhausted at one point or another. But those are exactly the time, that exactly the moment when we need to wait on God for Him to renew our strength. Isaiah, verse 37, chapter 37, Isaiah, Psalm 37. Psalm 37. Flip over there. Psalm 37. There it is. One of my favorite passages of Scripture. We see here, it opens with, fret not. Fret not. In other words, don't worry. Don't worry. He says, fret not because of evildoers. Be not envious of wrongdoers, for they will soon fade like the grass and wither like the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. And so that we see that we are to be waiting on God, but while we're waiting, we're to be trusting on Him, and we are to be doing good. So we are to be actively involved in doing good. Like Bob said on Sunday, that question, I don't know what to do. Well, the answer is we are to act like Jesus. We are to act like Jesus, and that's that aspect of do good, dwell in the land, and befriend faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord. So there's something else that we are to be doing while we wait. While we patiently wait on God, we are to be delighting ourselves in God. And He will give you desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. Again, we are committing our way to God, something that we are actively doing. We're trusting in Him, and He will act. He will bring forth your righteousness as the light, and your justice as the noonday. And then we see verse 7, we see this aspect says, be still before the Lord and wait patiently for Him. So again, we see this. Before God, we are to be still and to wait patiently. When I'm in the woods hunting, you're sitting still and you're waiting patiently for God to act, to bring that deer across your path. And it says, don't fret yourself. Don't worry. There's an aspect of worry and anxiety. It comes up in multiple times in this passage of Scripture where we encourage not to fret, not fret yourself. Here says, don't worry about what others are doing. Don't worry. Just wait patiently on God. Do what you know you're supposed to do. Be actively involved, delighting in God, drawing close to God, putting yourself in the positions and places where you're supposed to be, acting, doing good like Jesus would do. I don't know what to do. Well, do what Jesus would do. And how do I know that? Well, you got to get to know Him. And so we look at this passage, we consider these thoughts as we're coming into this time of the season where anxiety can run high, worry can run high. One of the things that I really encourage you to do is to really just patiently wait upon God, trust in Him, putting yourself and doing the things that you know that you're supposed to be doing during this time of the year. Forgiving, loving, encouraging. Well, wait a second. We're supposed to be doing that year-round, right? So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and that's it for now.